We're going to move along here. A game I got to catch a bit of last night, and I'm glad
Saw
I
the
did,
end of
was
this.
the Lakers and Mavs. Um, the crunch time lineup for the Lakers. They go with LeBron and AD, and not three shooters. They go Russ, Austin Reeves, and Wayne Ellington.
Are you
Just a
sure?
really interesting combination of guys.
Are you sure they didn't go with three shooters though?
I know. Well, yeah, we'll get there. But Wayne Ellington, of course, is like the main shooter, you would call him, but he wasn't on any team last year, so really bizarre that he's your crunch time, one of your crunch time guys. But that's what they go to in that scenario. The things that stood out to me in this game is just it's so tough watching this Lakers team because LeBron eats 20 seconds off the clock, just holding the ball in a position, waiting for things to develop. And it's just really clunky with some of the spacing when Westbrook has the ball or when AD has the ball because he has shot terribly this season. That's been well documented. And then on the other side, like again, your eyes tend to go towards LeBron. He just has this aura, and he is not trying at all defensively. Like he is saving every possible second. It was a tie game, and I believe Brunson had the ball, and Porzingis came to set a screen, and then popped out of it. He slipped out of it before even setting the screen, and LeBron kind of just let him go. Porzingis got a wide open three, but he didn't make it, and kind of bailed out LeBron there. Again, with Jalen Bronson, he kind of was a presence, but didn't necessarily shut down the drive. Anthony Davis comes down for no reason. It gets kicked out to Kleber, who just makes this crazy bank shot
Well,
from the
hang on.
top of the 3-point arc. Like,
Let's go
I'm
one
sorry.
play back.
I know. I was just talking LeBron in that sense.
Okay,
Just
gotcha.
there's just seemingly no effort, which really makes me believe the fact that this Lakers team, is now 3 games over 500. We're just waiting for them to turn it on at some point. I think there's still moves to be made. Again, we're going to say this 100 times and now in between now and the playoffs, but it's still pretty shocking every time I tune into a Lakers game how little effort is being played by LeBron, and that's seeping in, I think, to a couple of other guys, which is nice. Which is why it's nice that they injected Austin Reeves into this lineup because he feels a little bit Caruso-ish in the fact where he's just going to give it his all every time he's on the court.
Did you hear any of the Lakers Nets trade speculation?
No, I did not. What was the
I
potential
saw
there?
somewhere. So I'm so happy you haven't heard this and I can present this to you fresh. What do you think about Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving? Westbrook goes back and rejoins Durant and Harden, and Kyrie joins LeBron. Like, what a story. I just love that. I also heard about potentially Taylor Horton Tucker for Joe Harris. Those players were names I was hearing
Yeah.
being tossed in.
Yeah, like you can always toss names in, but
It's just memeable. Like,
I know
oh,
it like when I hear both of those, they just don't make any sense for either team. Um, so I don't know if there's any,
well, getting rid of, if I'm the Nets, getting rid of Irving for
but the
Taylor.
Lakers wouldn't take a guy when like, well,
No.
I guess
I,
so.
you'd know if it happened, LeBron had given it the okay, and that
Yeah,
in itself would almost be worth half a podcast.
yeah, yeah. You just don't know if Irving's gonna play. So for right now, you can't touch him if you're a team.
Yeah. I just had to bring that up to your attention, though.
So back to the game. Tim Hardaway Jr. with a clutch buzzer beating three on a kick out. And that puts the Lakers or puts the Mavs up. No, it ties the game. Then LeBron comes down on the other side, gets double team, passes out of that, or that's the final play. He just throws a bailout to the corner. Westbrook with about 4 seconds left gets closed out, pump fake, sidesteps, hits a three. His only made three of the night, of course, right? Like if you're the Mavericks, you are so happy that that is the shot that you may end up dying on because you take that 100 times out of 100. But Westbrook's corner three percentage hasn't been as horrendous as the rest of his 3-point shooting. But it's a big time shot to make. And then, of course, I mentioned the Kleber bank shot to tie the game, which was terrible defense by Davis in that possession. And then the Lakers, chance to win the game, ball's in LeBron's hands. He gets doubled. He makes the right read, as he often does, gets the ball to Davis, kicks to the corner again to Westbrook, but this time Westbrook doesn't shoot it. And you could see the first time he shot it, he was forced to. This time he didn't want to. And that hesitation interesting. But then he drives. Everyone kind of converges. 2 players go to Anthony Davis to kind of stop that lob threat. Westbrook kicks out to a wide open rookie, Austin Reeves, who drills the dagger in the face of the closeout. He actually got fouled on that shot too. Could have been a 4-point play. A big time shot from him after getting his opportunity to be in the crunch time 5, and a much needed win for the Lakers. Hanging over all of this is that Luka Doncic did not play in this game. So if you're the Lakers, again, you just steal a win. A win is a win on the stat sheet, and you move on. And despite everything terrible that's happened, they're not getting the best wins, but you just bank the wins and you move on and you try and improve it, especially with such a veteran roster. They're just trying to slug their way and use 49% of the gas tank to get 80% of the wins, right? That's what they're trying to do. It's all about managing that energy, the load management, of course, and see what you can get out of that. And all they're trying to do is make the playoffs.
In hindsight, 2020, the Phoenix Suns, an awful matchup for them in the playoffs last year, an awful matchup for anyone. So they're just hoping they don't get matched up against the Suns. The Warriors probably, possibly. I think
it's those two.
Yeah, the Jazz would be interesting.
I don't think anyone's scared of the Jazz in the West. Like, so fascinating. And again, that's such a terrible thing to say, but just there's something about this Utah team where the quote unquote true contenders will be able to figure them out in a Game 7 series. They're just not as scary as maybe a Phoenix and a Golden State, who seem a lot more versatile.
I guess I don't know if the Lakers have the versatility to attack the Jazz in the way that the Clippers did. So I think that would be a really fun playoff matchup. But definitely just the Suns, Warriors, not the Nuggets, not the Mavs. Those are the only 2 teams I really want to avoid in the first round if I'm the Lakers. One more thing, sort of in Lakerland. Isaiah Thomas makes his G-League debut the other night, drops 42 points, and gets quickly signed to a 10-day contract with the Lakers. This team just keeps getting better.
Just exactly what they need. Another guy who doesn't play defense.
Yeah, they're taking the 2012 All-Star team. I guess Thomas was like 2015, 2016, his prime, but
don't get me wrong, I love Isaiah Thomas. He is everyone. The Mighty Mouse, the hero for all short kings everywhere. Exactly.
Everyone who loved basketball as a middle schooler, high schooler, and it dawned on them they weren't going to grow 6 to 6'6", loves Isaiah Thomas. Just this team, the Island of Misfits, keep getting misfittier. And
he's just with this Lakers team that needs defense. Again, the effort's there from Thomas, but just you cannot be an average defender at his size. It's just biologically not possible. So that is something I just don't understand from the Lakers' perspective.
Well, it comes at a time with no Westbrook, no Monk, and no Bradley for the Lakers. So their backcourt a little lacking, a 10-day contract. They'd get someone to plug in there, hoping for maybe like that 1 in 10, 1 in 20. He gives them something to show. All in all, he probably plays 1 or 2 games. Maybe he gets to stay and put on the bench. Be a nice... I don't really want to see the Lakers get a ring this season, but that would make me feel a little better about it if that LeBron-Thomas partnership did end up working out in the end.
Yeah. I could see Isaiah Thomas ending up somewhere maybe like Houston, where they
Mm.
need a point guard. Again, he's not the most like, in a sense, get each guy their shots type of point guard,
Yeah.
but he could be a veteran presence that they bring in just to put alongside Kevin Porter Jr. or Jalen Green, who just aren't NBA ready to facilitate for everyone. And Isaiah Thomas, that could maybe be a spot where he could fit in. Besides that, you're looking at those lower tier teams who are just looking for guys to get their shots up.
I think that's it for basketball.